Welcome back. Let's go back to our top story. India and Pakistan, who have to battle it out later today at the International Court of Justice, the ICJ at The Hague, over Pakistan's decision to execute Indian national Kulbhushan Jadhav. India, remember, appealed to the International Court last week, challenging a Pakistani military court's decision to hang Jadhav after he was accused of being a spy, a charge India has strongly denied. Joining us in the studio, Mr. G Parthasarathy, former diplomat. Mr. Parthasarathy, is this a catch-22 situation for India? Because turning to an international court, it's not been our policy. We don't like to internationalize our issues with Pakistan. Have we opened up a Pandora's box?
I think factually you're wrong.
Okay.
Because what we are opposed to, and which we recorded in the World Court, that we would not grant it jurisdiction before, so it's legal, which is accepted, that on anything pertaining to territorial and other disputes with a former or present member of the Commonwealth. This was recorded several years ago.
Okay.
That is why Pakistan, when it filed a case for shooting down their aircraft during the Kargil war,
yes,
lost it. Because the court, we shot down the naval aircraft and during the Kargil conflict, and they lost it because they didn't have jurisdiction. Now this is a totally different case. After all, we have never said that we won't accept jurisdiction on issues agreed upon. Like we accept the World Bank's decisions on the Indus Water Treaty. And that continues. And we have not changed that despite pressures. Here, this comes under an international convention called the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, which deals with people which one country arrests when it arrests the citizens of others. Those who are arrested are certain fundamental rights. Most important is right to proper defense and the right to access, consular access, by diplomats of the country of the accused. Both have been violated. Both have been violated. And our case is, therefore, it's not a fair trial. It's not independent. There has been no defense office choice allocated to the defendant. And in fact, I have sent my officers, when I was posted in Pakistan, in Karachi or Islamabad, to courts for consular cases. It's been accepted. You can't make an exception now. Pakistan says that no, they've changed their laws. If they had changed their laws before acceding to this convention, that's valid. For example, we had a dispute with the United States on treaty obligations, and which they did not fulfill on supply of nuclear fuel. We threatened that they were violating it, and they climbed down and asked us to get the fuel from another supplier. So I think Pakistan has a weak case, and they're still struggling. If you notice, they're not sure what their defense is going to be, because they can't reject they have to appear and say something.
But Pakistan is not India. We may adhere to international fora and international verdicts, and they may not. And then we may be back
the basic point is this: are they not then setting a precedent for their own citizens? Because what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. So they are realistic people. This is good publicity. Bear in mind, this is the first time that an Indian has been tried by a military court.
Yeah.
These military courts, yes, have sentenced about a couple of hundred poor Pashtuns to death who had nobody to defend them. But this is an international case which before the glare of world public opinion. And Pakistan was trying to milk this. More important, there are challenges to the whole case because of the lack of transparency.
Yeah.
The Iranians believe that Jadhav was abducted from their country. They have been seeking access. Their relations with Iran got spoilt when General Rahil Sharif rather foolishly raised this with the Iranian president.
Yeah.
The German ambassador to Pakistan has said that they have reason to believe that he was abducted. Nobody knows. So even if the International Court of Justice accepts it, there's certainly Pakistan is going to invite very adverse attention for these things.
And also the silver lining here could be, because India has been demanding this evidence, so-called evidence, whatever this military court heard in Pakistan that decided Jadhav was a spy, and we've just been stonewalled on it. At least in this case, will we at least hear this evidence, because they'll have to make that public?
No, evidence we have said is obtained under coercion by a military court. Unless it is obtained, look, even in natural justice, if you are charged with something, you have a right to a lawyer.
Correct.
And any confession has to obtain that. They are scared to do it before an Indian diplomats, because the man will come out with the truth. Why are they denying him diplomatic access? They've signed for it. They can't now say that after we signed for it, on March 26th this year they annulled that. That will not be applicable. So I'm not prejudging what the court will say, but the fact is they are not been able to find a straight legal answer. They have made a foolish thing of tying this up with the 2000 World Court judgment, where it was under totally different provisions. So let us see. In fact, there was still, some of my friends in Pakistan tell me that they were still discussing on who's the international lawyer they should get for this. So they will come up with something. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, time's running out. We start in a few hours from now. Also, sir, tell us from your experience, you work on the ground in Pakistan. Why do you think it is that Pakistan is not willing to give him an open trial like we gave Qasam?
For the simple reason that he will, with a lawyer ready to advise him, in an open court he will spill the beans. That he was captured in Iran, he could well say. That he was coerced, and the facts speak for themselves. They cannot treat him like a Pashtun they have captured in the tribal areas and chopped his head off. This has international repercussions. And the other point is, if you notice, even Sartaj Aziz in December said we don't have evidence. This is the foreign minister, de facto foreign minister of Pakistan. This is an army treading into the areas of diplomacy which armies should not do. They can run their covert activities, the ISI, but when they tread into diplomatic conventions, even the civilian government doesn't say very much. All that they have said is, yes, we'll take it up. Of course, once the army pushes it, it's a question of national prestige. But as I'm saying, they have pushed themselves into a corner, and if they ultimately take the view that we will not go by your jurisdiction, then under what provision? India, before acceding to the justice of the World Court, made it very clear it will not apply to territorial disputes with neighboring countries. This is not a territorial dispute. This is a man, they say, was in their territory, which is doubtful.
Correct.
It's questioned even by the Iranians and by no less than the German ambassador.
All right, lastly, we're out of time. Do you think that Pakistan will actually plans to even actually execute Jadhav, or is this just a bargaining chip? And if so, what are they bargaining for?
Let me be very blunt on this. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. They will find India has its own ways to react.
All right, then I think those are good words to end on. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Unfortunately, we are completely out of it. So let's bring you more on the story. We're going to continue to focus on the story on NDTV. NDTV, stay tuned. There's more coming up after a short break.